Hello everyone, this is the unknown astrologer. Welcome to my channel. So today I will be doing a video on the placement of moon in different houses of your T1 chart. So now I have spent close to 19-20 years. I've been studying astrology since 2005, and so initially as any other student, the first decade was more about uh, gathering information, as much information as I can get, reading multiple books, and then seeing what all tools will work for me, what will not work for me. But the last 4 to 5 years, I have started to consolidate my knowledge on a certain factors, and also base my predictions and base my analysis on certain tools which I think are more important. And moon is one such element or tool which gives us a lot of insights about the individual. And I can also say that it is a bit neglected as a subject in astrology, because a lot of people don't read the Chandra Lagna. They don't know how to read the Chandra Lagna, and they give moon almost equal importance as any other planet. But in reality, moon is actually more important than any other planet in your horoscope. Now, because moon is mind. The way an individual feels is because of the placement of moon in a particular house, in a particular rashi, and conjunction of moon with other planets. So these are the defining factors of how a human being will be feeling and reacting and acting in multiple situations. Now dashas will present you different situations. Then your moon will react or act in those situations. But how you feel and how you will react or act depends on the kind of moon you have. So that is why when I spoke about Chandra Lagna in some of the earlier uh, episodes of this on this channel, I said that even while judging a Mahadasha, we have to see uh, from the Chandra Lagna that how this dasha will be. Now, because as I've just mentioned, that how you will react or act is because of your moon. The situation coming into your life is because of the dasha. So, for each dasha, let's say you are a Cancer ascendant and you are going through a Saturn dasha, which is the seventh and the eighth lord. So, every Cancer ascendant can have a similar theme. If Saturn is placed in the same house, let's say Saturn is placed in the fourth house and the dasha is running, so the theme will be almost similar for everybody who who is going through that dasha. Now, as you all know, Saturn will stay in one rashi for 2.5 years. So for the next 2.5 years, wherever Saturn is placed, it will be in the same sign, and every day for 2 hours, one lagna will be chalked out, and for everybody in that lagna, Saturn will be placed in the exactly same position. Yes, other planetary movements and conjunctions will change, but मोटा मोटा सैटर्न की पोजीशन तो वही रहेगी, एंड सैटर्न की लॉर्डशिप्स भी कैंसर असेंडेंट से वही रहेगी. बट सैटर्न की दशा का रिजल्ट हर इंसान को अलग मिलेगा. वो इसलिए मिलेगा क्योंकि मून का पोजीशन चेंज हो जाएगा, और चंद्र लगन से वो सैटर्न की लॉर्डशिप और सैटर्न का प्लेसमेंट दोनों अलग हो जाएगा. Like in this example, if you place sun moon in the 10th house, which is Aries. So Saturn here becomes the 10th and the 11th lord from moon, placed in the 7th house. So ये इंसान के लिए Saturn की दशा relatively ज़्यादा अच्छी जाएगी than from any other Cancer ascendant person, because यहाँ पे moon is becoming the 10th and the 11th, sorry, Saturn is becoming the 10th and the 11th lord, placed in the 7th from moon. In 7th from moon, Saturn gets Digbal whenever it is placed in the 7th house. So that is why moon becomes very, very important. Now, today I will be doing placement of moon in different houses, and I have made a few assessments and few research points, and I will be trying to elaborate on those points. So let's begin. If your moon is in the first house, what happens is that in a way moon is behaving somewhat like Aries, like moon is placed in Aries in this case. So people will be very comfortable and very concerned about how they look. जो मन है वो फर्स्ट हाउस में आ गया है, तो look becomes very very important to them. They become familiar by birth. उनकी वायरिंग ऐसी होगी that they will be very familiar with energy. उनको पता होगा कि अभी मेरी एनर्जी लो है, अभी हाई है, अभी मैं ड्रेन्ड आउट फील कर रहा हूँ. एनर्जी का एहसास इनको ज़्यादा होगा. ओके. ऐसे लोग while talking can also use a lot of bodily gestures. You will find a lot of people जो बात करते वक्त हाथ हिलाते हैं, सर हिलाते हैं, shoulders shrug करते हैं. They will keep on shifting their positions while talking. This is when moon is in the first house. So this is how it manifests. Now, they will always be very happy when they win something, when they achieve something. Championship is something which calms them, which makes them content. When they feel like a champion, they will feel content, and they will always feel that they are innovators and they are doing something for the first time. हो सकता है वो चीज़ जो कर रहे हैं वो फर्स्ट टाइम नहीं हो रही है इस प्लैनेट पे, बट उनको ये फीलिंग रहती है कि यार मैं कुछ नया कर सकता हूँ, या मेरी फैमिली में, मेरी सोसाइटी में, मेरे स्कूल में, कॉलेज में, ट्यूशन सेंटर में मैंने कोई चीज़ फर्स्ट टाइम करी है. दे विल फाइंड आउट सर्टेन थिंग्स जो कुछ ऐसे एनालिसिस कर लेंगे कि यार ये तो पहले कभी नहीं हुआ, या ये तो पिछले 50 सालों में नहीं हुआ. ऐसा कुछ एक नंबर वो निकालेंगे. फर्स्ट टाइम इवेंट्स के प्रति उनका काफ़ी एक focus रहता है, and they always feel that they are a pioneer in something, they have started something new. And these people will always seek a very calm routine. So they would like to get up in the morning, have a tea, then take some time, then go to take a bath, and then वो ऑफिस जाएंगे, वापस आएंगे. They want a calm routine life. They will seek that. कि even it may not be a regular life, but they will seek a holiday where they can get up lazy and then late, and they can have a tea in the bed, and they want a calm routine. And their holidays could be about it, or if they are successful they can make their daily life very calm, very routine in nature. एक और चीज़ होती है that they will always feel very happy when a new birth happens in their family, or when they become parents. They will become really 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 happy. It's a big event for them. Okay. And they will feel very protective about people they love. बहुत protect करना चाहेंगे अपने बच्चे को, अपनी families को, anybody who's dependent on them. Could be old dependents or young dependents, but they will feel very protective about them. They are very sensitive as well. Now the rest of the things will depend on the moon का strength, कि वो मजबूत है या weak है, and that will make a difference. But these are the pointers which I want to share about moon in the first house. Now let's say if your moon is in the second house. Now these people will get comfort when they collect something, they conserve something. Second house energy with moon is कि उनका मन में ये बात है कि कुछ सेव कर लो, कुछ कलेक्ट कर लो. So they will always be very savings driven as individuals. But second house is also about consumption, so they might be focused on eating and consuming things, saving money but still consuming eatables and drinkables. Okay. They are accustomed to in a way storing stuff. So you will find a lot of people in the old age, could be women in the family, or it could also be men who always want to save something. ये रख लो, ये बाद में काम आएगा, ये रख लो, we can use this later on. They will always try to save stuff, and they will always feel कि I will get to use this someday. That may not be used, but they will feel that way. Okay. And they are very good with languages, or they are interested in languages. Different vocabulary will interest people in the second house. Moon in the second house. Also good with music, good with singing. These could be their hobbies, or if other combinations exist, they can be good. They can make it into a career also. Their voice becomes a defining quality in their life, and voice is very emotional in nature, very nurturing in nature. Almost other people will be happy listening to their voice. ठीक है. Now, moon in the third house. These people are comfortable with any kind of collaboration. They are always looking for collaborations. They want to make friends. They want to mingle with people. They're very good at communication and collaboration. And moon in the third house can also make you a very good writer. I've seen that in a lot of good writers, moon will be somehow related to the third house or the 12th house or both. So moon with 312 is a very good combination for writing. Okay. Now these people will also need continuous exchange of information, continuous some kind of commercial activity is also what they are seeking in their life कि कुछ ऐसा हो जाए जहाँ पे continuous commerce हो. So they are also good with shopkeeping also. So in not so educated setups, people who in the third could be owning shops where people are coming for a daily transaction. Could be a general merchant shop, could be a supermarket or a medical shop as well, where a lot of transactions happen on a daily basis. They like that. Uh, Whatever they communicate, that is very, very uh, emotional, and I mean, their communication will be emotional, and they will say what they want to say. They will communicate their inner feelings to people. They're good at communication. That is why writing becomes a good career option. And another thing is that they could also be good with handicrafts. People who are artisans who make pottery and or even painting or other kinds of stuff where hands are used, crafts and arts where hands are used, they can be good with that. Chandra in fourth. Now moon in fourth house gets Digbal. It becomes strong here. Okay. Now these people are always very good caretakers, people who are very good with families. As a profession, they can be very good when it comes to mass messaging, media messaging. They can also be good operations managers in their office. Also, a decent position for HRs, human resource managers. Moon in the fourth house is always very familiar with or comfortable with daily activities. जो routines हैं जो because see moon is a cyclical planet. वो रोज घूमता है, हर महीने छोटा होता है, बड़ा होता है, साइकिल्स में चलता है. तो जो हाउस के डेली के रूटीन्स हैं, हाउस होल्ड के, they will be very wired for that. They don't need to learn that. Emotionally, they are accustomed to a house routine. So it's a good position for homemakers. It could also be a good position if you are a working professional, but after retirement, घर में रहना पड़ रहा है, तो these people will not have a problem. A lot of other people who after retirement face a lot of issues because they don't know how to set their lives now after spending so much of their times in the office. अब घर में रहना becomes difficult for them. But these people are very, very well connected with the household routines of the daily basis. They are very patriotic as well. Very, very patriotic. They will always feel connected to the land. They will have a strong connection to the house they were born in or where they live, the city, their schools, their colleges, their country at large. Very, very connected. And एक बात है, you will find some people who are fond of having tall walls, high walls around their houses. They might have moon in the fourth house, because moon in the fourth house emotionally wants to create boundaries. Now these people can also be very focused on having a separate room from a young age, a separate locker, a separate almirah, and when they own the house, they might be interested in raising the heights of the walls around it, or maybe they want to have a tall door in front of the house, or covered areas where nobody can see from outside. So they are interested in marking out their territories, which is because fourth house is territorial, fourth house is boundaries, and moon is your man, and man is in the fourth house, which makes it patriotic one, connected, rooted one, but also interested in carving out a boundary for them. Okay. Uh, Moon in the fourth house can also, people can also have an impulse of moral policing. This is one negative outcome of this position, that they might be very too moralistic and might be, interested in moral policing their friends or their younger siblings, even their parents. When the parents get old, they would always say कि ये करना सही है, ये करना गलत है. This is not correct, this is not culturally correct, this is not correct as far as the nation goes, this is not correct as far as our household do's and don'ts and regulations go. So they will always do some kind of moral policing. If it is weak here, then they can do it more. If it is strong and content moon, by the sign, that is, because by the house it is anyways digbali, but by the sign, if the moon is very strong, then this moral policing nature could be somewhat diminished. Now moon in the fifth house. Now these people are very comfortable with the creative forces, and very comfortable with political forces. So if they work in an office and there is politics in the office, moon in the fifth house, they will be able to handle it. They don't worry about it. They don't know they know how the politics works, and they are very calm when people around them are trying to play games. These people don't care a damn. They are like, हाँ ठीक है, कर लो जो करना है. I mean, they will not have a reaction. They just know. They are just wired in a way कि politics comes easy to them. Creativity comes easy to them. Moon in the fifth house, the individuals can also feel like children. Even at an old age, you will find people who react and act like somewhat younger than their age. They have moon in the fifth house. They are the ones who are very, I mean, who don't grow old in the head that easily. Number two, they are very happy when they are around children also. So they are very happy when a new childbirth happens, or they work with childrens. This is a good position for teachers also, because fifth is the house of education. So if you are a teacher, if the 10th house also shows it, so with moon in fifth, you will be a very good teacher. You will be very happy with younger people around you. ठीक है. uh, their self expression is very important to them. Fifth house is creative self expression, but not everybody will be creative, but just expressing themselves, expressing their feelings will sort of make them feel very content and very happy. These people are also looking for admiration. They want somebody to say कि यार you are a very good guy. They want admiration. They want people to be happy with them. So this is fifth house is entertainment. So they want people to admire whatever they do, and whatever they do it in a way which becomes entertaining for the people who are watching them, who are working with them. Uh, yeah. Now moon is sixth house. These people are very comfortable when it comes to taking care of other people. They have this service oriented mindset in which they just feel that they are here to service others, serve others, and help others. They will give their life in serving others. So it's a very good position for doctors. It's a very good position for any kind of service providers. So right, if you can if you find the people who are, let's say, not everybody will be into service providing, and doctors is the pinnacle of moon in sixth, but even servants and house helps and waiters and air hostesses, flight stewards, these are people who are serving other people for a brief amount of time, because moon has a short span of time, then it changes, right? It stays for 2 days in one uh, chart, so in one house. So it shows that serving people for a short amount of time, so good for hotel industry, restaurant industry, hospitality industry in general. One Another insight is that I've seen a lot of people who work for others, like the house helps, and I have seen that I mean, their mothers, if you have moon in sixth, your mother could be a house help. This is for lower strata of the society. Not everybody will be like that, but I have seen charts of some of the people who are serving others in their houses with moon in the sixth. Their mother were also doing similar activities. Another thing is that if you are coming from middle class family, so your mother could be taking care of your entire house. So right from mopping and jhadu and and other household stuff, mother does all the housework. If you have moon in sixth, if you are very weak economically, then mothers can be working in other people's houses. If you are coming from a well-off family, then there could be some other combinations which is stopping this from happening, because the sixth lord will be well disposed, and moon could also have some conjunction or aspects coming on it, but then it becomes a good combination for doctors and physiotherapists, etc. Now moon in the uh, one more thing with sixth house, they are very familiar with some kind of the opposition. So if somebody wants to fight with them, they don't really bother that much. They know that how to deal with people who are fighting. They're just wired in a way that they can deal with opposition, deal with animosity in a much better way than anybody else can. Now moon in the seventh house, they are comfortable with arrangements. They are very sensitive, very familiar with deal making. So very good combination for lawyers. Even the mothers could be a lawyer. Mothers could be lawyers of people with moon in seventh, or they themselves, if they become a lawyer, they can be a good lawyer. Because seventh house is all about contracts, agreements, deal making. So moon in seventh makes you a middleman, a broker in a lot of relationships. So there are people who are trying to sort out issues between their siblings or between their friends and their families, etc. They might have moon in seventh house, because these people are naturally drawn towards settlements and situations where somebody needs arbitration, and they would volunteer ki main karta hu, I will help you guys sort this issue out. Moon in seventh house, makes you believe that you can sort it out. They will also need a very parenting kind of a partner, a motherly partner with moon in the seventh house, and they will get that also. Now they all always feel very happy, when very nourished, when an agreement happens of some kind. So if they go to meet somebody to sell something, or to chalk a deal out, and when that deal happens, they get real happiness. So this is something which they are always looking forward to do. So if you have moon in seventh house and you want to study something, and if other combinations exist, law is a very good career option. Or if you're into business, then deal making, brokering, middlemen, licensing, these kind of work will also support you. Even diplomacy is good for these people. Moon in eighth, now these people are very comfortable with any kind of a problem, so they don't really worry when a problem happens, even a catastrophic event happens. I saw somebody with moon in eighth, and that person was staying in one city. His During COVID, his father passed away in another city, and he came to know that, and he said, "All right, I have to go back home." And he went back home, and he did not, really it did not really make him very vulnerable. He was sad, of course, everybody will be sad, but it did not make him very vulnerable. He was familiar with crisis management somehow. So it's a good position for people who are into crisis management. That's a job, right? Disaster management is a subject which people can study. So moon in the eighth house will make you very accustomed to managing problems and crises and disasters, personal or public, and they are well suited to these kind of jobs, firefighting, you know, etc. uh, they always want to not want to disclose their personal, they are secretive in nature, and when they do not disclose, they are very very happy. When they are when they have to disclose something, then that hits them, and they are not happy with those situations. These people are also emotionally insensitive to trauma. trauma or crisis, they just know कि हाँ okay, this will happen, this was bound to happen, ये तो होना ही था. They are wired away familiar कि हाँ ये तो होना ही था, ठीक है हो गया, okay I will manage. So this is what moon in 8th does. Now moon in ninth. Now these people are very belief sensitive. So very sensitive to ideologies, concepts, higher concepts like religion, etc., spirituality, personal beliefs, deep deep value systems. They they want to talk about these things. They are very interested in that. Most of these people, if they are born in a religious family, they will become religious as well, unless some other planet is spoiling that. They always need a familiar go to higher power. Whenever they have some problems, they would like to talk to God or whatever they believe in. They will always be trying to teach, preach. Their mind is that of a father. They would always want to be a guru or a father to somebody. Again, they are very, very happy when a childbirth happens, and they feel fulfilled when the childbirth happens. Okay, mother could also be very philosophical in this case. Moon in 10th. Now, these people are very comfortable with high reputation, high position, fame. So, these people will not lose their head when they get fame. They just know that how to handle themselves when the world is watching. Some past life karma which makes them feel that okay, yeah, ये तो होना ही था. I was just bound to get this responsibility. I had to deal with it, and I will deal with it. Like 8th house people are familiar with crisis. These people are familiar with reputation and highly pressure jobs, high pressure jobs and high stress jobs. Okay, so uh, and they also feel very calm when they get a high position. So unlike other people who get flustered when they get a high position, moon in 10th person will get calm. They will get soothed when they get a high position in life. And these people are also very accustomed to following rules and regulations at office, laws at office or at work or any societal law. They will just say, okay, this is what has to be done, and to live here I will do it, no problem. They are not flustered. They don't want to bend the laws, they don't want to break the laws. They will just follow it, and they will not forget it. They will be always punctual also. Okay, these people can also become popular in their offices, or if they have a public life they can become popular with public. It's a good position for people who are politicians or who are actors, because moon is emotions and they can deal with emotions of other people very well. Even psychologists and psychiatrists, etc., this is a good position for them. Now Chandra in, if it is in the 11th house, people are comfortable with any kind of networks. So they are very good at social media, and they get calm when they make money, when they make connections. They are very familiar with large associations. Okay, they are always community centric people. Even after retirement, you will find moon 11 people who become the society president, or they do something for their colonies, organize something for their housing society, etc. So these people are moon 11 people. They might continue to look for some part-time work even after retirement, some kind of sales work, selling insurance or MLM, multi-level marketing, all moon 11th. So these kind of activities are very well suited, and they are always looking for ways and mean to gain from the networks, so that they can make money from people they know, so that is by selling them MLM schemes or insurance, etc., or else they are looking to increase their network. Okay, and very good position for fundraising also. As I said, making money from the people you know. So if you are an entrepreneur, it's a good position. You can raise money for your company. The mother of people with moon in 11th could be could be socialites, could be going for a kitty party, organizing a kitty party, organizing some kind of community gathering, community service, even social service. These things are seen with moon in 11th. Moon in 10th, the mother could also be, I just forgot to mention that, but the mother could be from a high profile job, or could also be a diplomat, an IAS PCS officer. Mother goes to work, mother will be a working parent, working person. If the fourth house is not very bad, then this will happen. If the fourth house is depleted, then moon in 10th will not make any difference to the mother's position, but the individual will gain recognition in the society. Now Chandra in 12th house. Now these people have usually very comfortable when it comes to going to a new city and living there, living alone, living in isolation. Their mind is accustomed to that, very familiar to loneliness. They will not feel lonely. They will just be happy. Okay, yeah, this is what it is. Like people in 10th were very familiar, comfortable with high position, 8th with crisis, 6th with disease or serving others, first house familiar with bodily movements. Similarly, this person is very familiar with isolation. They are always looking for their ancestors, and they want to know what did their grandfather do or great grandfather do. They want to have a family tree. So these people will always be looking for these kind of situations. Very imaginative, and they will gain inspiration from people who are dreamers and activists and creative artists and writers who've written something many years back, uh, and people coming from different cultures, so they might be connected more to somebody from Italy, some writer from Italy, than a writer from their own country. And moon in 12th is also good for thinkers and people who are also writers. I mean, you can be a thought good thinker if you're moon in 12th, and then if the third house also combines somehow, then you can pen those thoughts down and become a good writer as well. Otherwise, moon in 12th can be good with concepts, and then they need somebody else to write those concepts down for them. So yeah, this is my analysis of moon in different houses, and I have not mentioned the basic things, so you guys can look up the internet for the basic things, right? What moon is, etc., etc. I will be doing a video on the strength of moon, because moon's strength is very important. If you have a moon weak, then your Chandra Lagan becomes weak automatically, and then all the dashas, the results of all the dashas, and also all the transits are not felt to the extent what one thinks it will be felt from the D1 chart. And Tithi becomes a very important factor for the strength of moon. Okay, then we have to do Chandra Lagna in totality, and we have to do conjunction of moon with other planets. One important factor I would like to mention here, that there are three rashis where moon becomes the lord of a dush sthan. These are Leo, Sagittarius, and Aquarius. So for Leo, moon becomes the 12th lord. So if you have the Leo moon sign, basically you have 12th lord in first house. If you have Saggy moon sign, you have 8th lord in first house. And if you have Aquarius moon, you have 6th lord in first house. So these three rashis are emotionally more vulnerable to change, more vulnerable to aggressive anti transits than other rashis, because moon is not owning a very good house here in the Chandra Lagna. Now, this is not the case for Singh Lagna or Leo Lagna. No, Leo Lagna, there is no 12th house energy coming to the first house. But Leo Moon, the 12th house energy comes to the first house. So it makes the Leo Lagna native prone to thinking a lot, and prone to wasting time thinking, also prone to thinking negatively at times if Moon is weak. And they will always need emotional support. Hence, Moon in Leo, these people are very for them it is very important to have a relationship, because they need an emotional backup. Moon in the Lagna of Sagittarius becomes the eighth lord in first house. So these people are interested in occult at times. They are interested in knowledge gaining from unknown sources, and they also believe that they have a lot of knowledge, which also gives them kind of a superiority complex. And moon in Aquarius, which is the sixth lord, makes the person irritable and rash at times. So this is these three rashis have are more emotionally fragile than other rashis. All right, so this is my analysis of moon in different houses, and I will be back soon with moon conjunct other planets, and then we will move on to moon in different rashis, and then ultimately we will be doing the Chandra Lagna analysis. Thank you. Bye bye.